Nathan Fisk, founding partner, Karman Line, and we've been involved with the deal since the very beginning. We work all the time with buyers who are coming in from out of town, and often they're on a short timeline to find a home. They're stationed at Schriever, they're stationed at Peterson Space Force Base. And one client in particular, I remember she was, she'd been in the military for about 10 or 11 years. They were coming out here. She'd actually gone to school here and they were coming back, and they were very excited about coming back to Colorado Springs. They weren't as excited about being stationed at Schriever, not because she didn't love the people she was working with. She absolutely loved those, that environment. She was really concerned about where they were going to be able to find a house and where their kids were going to go to school, how long it was going to take to get from home to Schriever to school, sort of the trifecta for them. Her husband was concerned about his commute time to work. And so they were looking for housing that would sort of fit the bill and be something that would give them the flexibility they needed and the neighborhood they wanted. Sort of a traditional or an everyday couple who want a single family home, a white picket fence, a safe neighborhood, and a place where they can live near where they're working. So one of the common questions we get is about water. People ask us, hey, we have watering restrictions. I've heard there's not enough water for Colorado Springs. The reality, the facts are, and these are from Colorado Springs Utilities, verified by experts, Colorado Springs has water rights that equal 454,000 acre feet of water per year. Every year, we have the capacity to deliver, we have the architecture to deliver into Colorado Springs 95,000 acre feet of water, and currently we use 70,000 acre feet of water per year, which is the same number that we were using in the 1980s. So while we have increased our capacity, we've increased our water rights, we're actually holding at 70,000 acre feet of water being consumed per year, which gives us 70 to 95, 25,000 extra acre feet of water every year. People ask all the time, what does that mean? What is 25,000 acre feet of water? It's roughly the same amount of water you would need to service all of Fort Collins for an entire year. When we're talking about water, it's important to understand not only where our levels are at today, but where they will be tomorrow. So already either in place or under construction or completely engineered and ready to install, there are 3 projects that will take us from 95,000 acre feet of water reliably delivered to Colorado Springs to 130 to 140,000 acre feet of water reliably delivered annually to Colorado Springs. Those 3 projects are the Montgomery Reservoir between Fairplay and Breckenridge. And the expansion of that reservoir is already scheduled. They're breaking dirt next year. The second one is the installation of the Gary Bostrom Reservoir. The Gary Bostrom Reservoir is adjacent, literally adjacent to the Karman Line project in Schriever Space Force Base right here in El Paso County. The installation of the Gary Bostrom Reservoir, the expansion of the Montgomery Reservoir, in combination with the Southern Delivery Pipeline that's already installed and paid for. Those 3 things will actually change our ability to deliver from 95,000 all the way up to 140,000 acre feet of water every year. And keep in mind, we're only using 70,000 acre feet of water annually, and that's a number that's held constant almost since the 1980s. One of the things we're really proud of with the Karman Line project is that we're building all of the infrastructure without any charge to the ratepayer, any cost to the taxpayers of Colorado Springs. All of the pipes and the plumbing, all of the electrical infrastructure, gas lines, fiber, all of the utility infrastructure is going to be a cost that's borne by the developer of the project instead of by the ratepayers and the taxpayers of Colorado Springs. And frankly, we're really proud of that. We think that private dollars should fund projects like this. And we think that the Karman Line project is a great example of what happens when people who are passionate about their community come alongside the leaders of Peterson and Schriever, come alongside the leadership at Colorado Springs Utilities and City Council, and put together a project that we're truly proud of, that is in the long term, like in less than 10 years, a net financial benefit to the city instead of being something that's taken away. So when we're talking about the history of the Karman Line project, it starts 3 years ago. And starting more than 2 years ago, our management team was going through a 2-year process with Colorado Springs, and the hard-working, very passionate and dedicated staff of the city who are looking at all of the utility infrastructure. They're looking at the roads and bridges and what has to happen over the next 2 and 5 and 10 years as the city continues to grow. And then we were working very closely with Colorado Springs Utilities to make sure that there were no questions or left unanswered when it comes to water, wastewater, how gas and electric are going to run. One of the features of the Karman Line project is that we have answered all those questions. And while there were other projects that City Council voted no on, there are other annexations that did not pass during this time. In fact, most of them didn't pass. But Colorado Springs City Council voted 3 times to approve Karman Line. Colorado Springs Utilities signed off on Karman Line. Mayor Yemi has said yes to Karman Line. The leadership of Peterson and Schriever said yes to Karman Line. And if any of those things weren't true, Karman Line wouldn't exist today. But it passed the vote and was approved by City Council. The only reason we have an election right now is if we are going to overturn that 2-year process and that careful due diligence that's happened along the way here.